Welcome to another Miramo PDF coffee break webinar. Thank you for your time today. Today's webinar is about quick and creative running headers and footers, a topic requested by a number of you over the last few months. So I'm reckoning it might be a bit of a pain point. So I'm going to show you how to do them in Miramo PDF. If you didn't see any of the previous webinars, they're uploaded on the Miramo YouTube channel. And if you do go in there, if you could like and subscribe, that would be just brilliant. Thank you. Any questions, comments, suggestions, pop them in the chat window and I'll either answer them during the webinar or follow up by an email. So what is Miramo PDF? It's a PDF formatting tool for the automated publishing of any structured data. In this webinar, it's about data, but it could be any XML, S1000D, any structured data. And why would you choose Miramo PDF over another PDF formatting tool? Well, it's different in that it uses a GUI instead of XSLFO or CSS or InDesign, for example. And so programming is not required. And because the GUI is so intuitive, minimal training is required as well. And these aspects mean that the PDF formatting can be brought in-house and inside the documentation department. So this gives an incredible amount of control. In the documentation flow, it eliminates the delays of outsourcing programming to another department or externally, and it also allows reallocation of programming resources to other projects. The GUI also allows for fast development of new designs, and that also means recreation of existing designs if you're switching from another PDF formatter. And then day-to-day maintenance and modifications to designs are a matter of minutes. So that dramatically improves speed and efficiency. So all these aspects, control, elimination of delays, reallocation of resources, and improvement in speed and efficiency eliminates a massive amount of cost and increases your bottom line. So Miramo PDF is standards-based, it's powerful, it runs 24/7 in some organizations, and it's highly configurable. It can achieve any level of sophistication of PDF formatting. There are desktop to multi-channel enterprise licenses available on both Windows and Linux, and it integrates easily with any editing environment. So to today's session, I'm going to redesign a number of pages by adding running headers and footers, adding replaceable images, reformatting some variables, and I'm going to add a data element and then create a corresponding variable and insert it into the document as well. So what does Miramo PDF look like? Well, this is the GUI template designer of Miramo PDF. There's a composition engine, etc., of course, but this is what you will see. So we're looking at the representation of a cover page here on the left-hand side here. On the right-hand side is a list of format definitions, and they're broken into different categories. And if I go down here, we're in the page def category, and underneath is listed all the different page designs. Cover page, right page, left page, etc. So go back to the cover page. So when I click on any of these format definitions, the properties of that format definition is listed in the center, and these can be adjusted to suit your needs. And then on the left-hand side is a representation of what the formatting looks like. So if you click on any of these objects here, the properties of that object displays in the center column, and you can change any of these properties here. Here you can see you can change the size and position, etc., border and fill. Now I can grab any of these objects and move them around as well. So it's very intuitive to use. So just going down to one other category, the paragraph Paradip is what we call it. So it's the paragraph category, and I'm going to click on one of the paragraph formats, chapter name. There's all the properties of chapter name that you can control: the font, the alignment, vertical spacing, paragraph placement, list labeling and numbering, text, etc., all the way down there. So all these aspects, all these properties can be controlled for that specific paragraph format. And then on the left-hand side, you can see a representation of that paragraph. And again, you can drag and drop the indents, and the same with the indents there on the left as well. Okay, so back to the cover page, double click on the cover page, and What I'm going to do is run this template, which is the default landscape template that comes with MiramoPDF. There's a number of templates that come with MiramoPDF, but this is the landscape one. And I'm going to apply that to some sample data. We'll have a look at the output, and then we'll look at the target output, and then I'll show you how to achieve that target output. This is the starting point of a design. So whichever design you're going to create, you'll start with a basic template such as this, and then make the changes to match your requirement. I'm going to go into Oxygen here. Here is the sample data I was talking about. It's the Taskbooks data map from the that comes with the data OT. And here on the right-hand side are all the MiramoPDF transformation scenarios imported from the Miramo data OT plugin. I'm going to run the development transformation, and that's going to apply that landscape template that you just looked at to this data here. So double click on that. Okay, so what's happening now is the plugin is performing a topic merge on the data, then it's doing a transformation to Miramo XML, our own version of XML, which is fully documented, and then it applies the template that you just saw, and it's going to produce a development PDF. And I'll explain to you what I mean by a development PDF when it opens up. Okay, so this is the development PDF out of the box. What makes it a development PDF are these tooltips. So if you roll over the tooltips, it shows you the formatting from that template that was applied to this variable. Down here, it tells you what page you're on, which is a cover page. You'll recognize it. And it belongs to a cover section, and sections can be defined with the GUI, within the GUI template designer as well. This is the table of contents, and the header there is formatted by Paradip chapter header. You want to change the font, weight, size, etc., alignment. You go into Paradip chapter header and you change the properties of chapter header to suit your needs. Again, this is a contents page and it belongs into a content section. So that's the same for every aspect of this document here. Roll over here, it's a chapter title, and there's all the formatting from that template that is applied to that chapter title. Right, so you have an idea what the out-of-the-box output looks like. And now we're going to look at what our target is. So this is our target. This is the cover page of our target, and there's a couple of images imported, and there's been formatting applied to the variables on the cover page. This is a replacement image, and image has been added to the contents page, and also a different font applied to the header. And then there's 3 footers here that are going to be added. And then the first page, this is running text, which includes the chapter number, and then running text for the side tab that includes the chapter name, and again, the 3 footers. And this is the right name. Again, another image added, a side tab, running text, and a replaceable image, and 2 other footers. So that's our target document. Right, so we better get going. So I'll just minimize that. And let's see, zoom to page, and we'll go into MiramoPDF. Okay, so we're already in the cover page. We need to change the formatting for these variables on the cover page. So I'll just find out what that font is and what weight it is, or what size it is. It's Broadway 35 and it's white. Okay, so double click inside these text frame. You need to change the font family to Broadway. The size to 35 and the color to white. So they were both formatted by the same Paradip article title. And let's see about this variable. That is Notice Sans 28. So double click inside this other text frame. It's already Notice Sans. Change it to 28 and change it to white. Right. So that's the variables reformatted. We'll import that image here. So click inside this toolbar here on this icon. Browse to the correct image, which is the cover image. I'm going to specify the width as I'm importing it. You can also specify it once it's imported. So I'm going to change the width to 11, which matches the page size, and send it to the back. I could also have changed the value of the width and the positioning here as well. Then now I'm going to import this image and I'm going to make it a replaceable image. So again, click on that icon, browse to the right image. Here it is. Again, I'm going to do a width of 2 inches coming in and drag it down to the approximate location of what I want. Right click, align to page, and I'm going to align to horizontal. And then it's lined up horizontally. And we need to make it an active replaceable image. So in this category, image replacement, click here and make it yes. The location name that's referenced in the data is logo. The alignment is top left, which is top left of the logo there, and it'll fit within this box. Any images that replace it will fit within this box. So that's the cover page done. Next, the contents page. So over to the right to the format definitions and the category page def, and click on the contents page. And here's a representation of the current contents page. Right, we're going to change the formatting of the header here. Once we find out what it is over here, it is Broadway 24. We're big fans of Broadway. Right, Broadway 24, 24 is fine, and we're going to change it to white. So that's that chapter header changed. Now we're going to leave these footers for now. We're going to create them in a different page and then copy and paste them into the contents page. So I'm just going to delete that footer because it's not what we want. We need to adjust the size of the main text flow because the background text is going, the background image is going to cover it. So I'm going to move it down to 2 inches from the top. And then I'm going to have to reduce the height of it to 5.5. So that's the general size I'm going to put these main text frames as. And then I'm going to import the background image. There's this header image, adjust to 11 inches in width. There it is, and send to back. Right click and send to back. And then I'm going to click on the variable text frame and just arrow it down to center in the image. All right, that's the contents page for now. And now we're going to move on to, we're moving swiftly along here. We're going to move on to the first page where most of the reformatting needs to be done. So again, over to the right to the list of format definitions, down to the category page def, and down to the first page. Double click on the first page. Now I'm going to delete the header text frame and the footer text frame. We don't need those for now. I'm going to resize the main text flow frame. I'm going to make it 2 from the top, same as the contents page, 2 inches from the top. The width I'm going to reduce down by 1/2 inch because we have to make room for this side tab. So 8.5. And then I'm going to reduce the height to 5.5 inches as I did the contents main text frame. All right, so that is the main text frame reformatted. Now I want to create the text frames for these 2 running headers, and then for these 2 running footers. They're actually not running footers, they're variables in the footers. Okay, so let's add in some text frames here in the side toolbar. Click on the background text frame icon, and I'm going to create one here. I'm going to make it, we're working in inches here, so I'm going to make it 0.5 inches square. I almost had it. 0.5. Okay. All right, I'm going to create 2 of those at the size 0.5 and copy and paste it. I'm going to paste a third one, and I'm going to make that 0.25 square. Okay. And I'm going to, how many am I going to need? I'm going to need 1, 2, and I'm going to make a third variable, a third footer that's going to contain the variable that I was talking about earlier. So I'm going to copy and paste this text frame. Right, Control C, Control V, Control V. Okay. So let's grab these and position them approximately where I want to put them. I want to put one of them here. And that's going to have the tagline in it. So it should be a width of 2 inches. This is going to have a URL variable in it. So it probably should have a width of about 1.5 inches. This one is going to have the page number in it, and I'm going to leave that as is. And this text frame is going to have the chapter name in it. So as a width, it should be about, I'm going to put it at 5.5. And we'll leave the chapter number as is, but I'm going to position it 0.5 from the top. It's perfect. And I'm going to position it 10 inches from the left. I'm just dealing in very round numbers, so it's very simple for this demonstration. And the positioning of this is 2 from the top as well. I got that right. And I'm going to put it 10.5 from the left. Right, now I want to line up the page number to the chapter number. So I'm going to line up these two text frames. So press Control, click on both, right click and align to last selected, which was the chapter number, and align the, right, is it vertical centers? No, it's not vertical centers. I always get that wrong. Right, it's horizontal centers. Align the last selected to horizontal centers. Excellent, right. Ingenious. Right, next I'm going to import that replaceable image. Again, click on the icon here on the left-hand side. Browse to the image that you want as the replaceable image. This time it's only going to be 1 inch in width. Drag it down to the approximate position. I'm going to line it up with the main text frame by pressing Control and clicking on the main text frame. Right click, align to last selected, align left edges. Okay, so that's now aligned with the main text frame. Now I want to line all these 4, I'll drag this a bit over here. Align these 4 with this replaceable image. So again, press Control and select your images that you want to align. Then right click, align to first selected, which is the image, and align vertical centers. I got it right that time. Okay, and I haven't made this a replaceable image, so I'm going to click on the image again, image replacement, click it as active, and now it's a replaceable image. Now to put the, we have to first of all create the running text of the chapter number. So we have to create that first and then insert it in the text frame. I'm going to double click inside in the text frame, right click and manage running text. So here I'm going to create the running text for chapter number. So, surprisingly enough, I'm going to call it chapter number. So this chapter number is going to be pulled from a specific paragraph, and the paragraph it's going to be pulled from is chapter title. So you specify the chapter that the chapter number is going to be pulled from, and then you can specify whether it's the paragraph label, paragraph text, or paragraph number that you require, and it's the paragraph number. Okay, so that's chapter number, and while I'm in here, I'm going to create the running text for chapter name. Again, the chapter name is going to come from chapter title. And this time it is the paragraph text that we need. So that's the 2 running texts created that we need. So close, double click in here, right click, insert running text, chapter number. Now we need to apply the right formatting to this. And I did create this formatting earlier. So here you go into, you right click, go into paragraph format, and you select the formatting that you want to apply to the chapter number. So here we go. Here's the chapter number. And then click into the chapter name for the side tab, double click in there, insert running text, and put in the chapter name. Again, I want to apply the paragraph format that I require, and here it is, chapter name. Now, this is not the positioning for it. So to get the correct positioning, I'm going to have to rotate this text frame. So click on the text frame, and it says angle here in size and position, and rotate it 90 degrees. So now we have what we want. We have the chapter number in here. We have the chapter name. Now we have to put in the page number variable. Double click inside that text frame, right click, insert variable, last current page number. And I'm going to have to apply the formatting I wanted. Again, double click, right click, paragraph format, page number. So that's the page number formatting we want. Now, let's see. I'm going to arrow this URL. This is going to contain the URL variable. I'm just going to arrow it towards the, maybe I'll line it up with the main text frame. So press Control and click on the main text frame, right click and align to last selected and align right edges. So it just adjusted to line up nicely with the main text frame. I'm going to insert the URL variable, insert variable, your URL, and I'm going to apply the paragraph format footer. And I'm going to increase that a bit to 12. Lovely. And I'm going to align it to the end of the text frame. Oh yeah, that's better. Right. Or will I? No, I won't. I'm going to align it to the start of the text frame. Right. And now I'm going to create a new variable, which is the tagline. So insert variable is a tagline in there. As an option, it isn't. So I'm going to have to manage variables. And in here, you add new user variables. So click on the plus. I'm going to call this variable tagline. Double click in here. Insert variable tagline. Now the tagline variable doesn't actually exist yet, so I have to insert it into the data. And I'm going to add the footer formatting to that as well. Now, so we've added these two running texts, we've added these three variables, replaceable image, and now we just have to insert the header image. Here it is, 11th in width. Okay, and send to back. I'm just looking now, did we miss anything? And right, this this circle behind the page number, I need to insert that again, back to the toolbar here on the left. And I'm going to draw the circle here. And I want it to be 0.5 square, oh, sorry, 0.5 diameter. Oh, which I did, genius. And here down in fill, I'm going to select the fill to be Meramo blue. And I'm going to send to back. Okay, now I just need to center that with the page number. So press Control, and I've selected the page number. I hope. Align to last selected, and no, I don't think I did. So let's see. I'll just select these two. Right click, align to last selected. Align centers here. There we go. So now the object, the circle, has been centered with the page number. Okay, I think that this page is complete. Excellent. So now I need to set up this tagline variable. So go back into Oxygen. So here we have all the data elements, the logo and the URL. And now I have to add the tagline data element. I'm going to just copy and paste what's there already and then adjust it. So data name equals URL. I'm going to change that to tagline. And now I have to put in the tagline, which is techniques are techtastic. Yep. Genius. And this one we have to change for the Z product. We change the name to tagline. And we'll call Zigs are Zigmazing. Thought long and hard about those. Okay, so these are controlled by the dataval file. So if I save this now, save, and these will be, the tagline will be pulled out of the data. Now, right, back to our template. Now we have to adjust the other pages back to the table of contents. Sorry, back to the first page there. So we're going to copy these footers. Control right click and copy and go to the table of contents and paste. So now we have the footers in the table of contents. Now we need to go to the right page. We're going to delete the header that's there, the footers that's there. We're going to paste the footers there and adjust the main text flow to match the rest of the pages. 2 from the top, width is 8.5, height is 5.5, and that is perfect. We're going to import the header image, which is slightly smaller than the first page image. Specify 11 inches as the width, send to back. Now, what are we missing? Let's go to that right page. What we're missing is the side tab running text. Go back to your first page, select that text frame, copy, back to your right page, and paste. Right, so let's just see. We've done the cover page. That looks good. We've done the first page. We've done the table of contents and the right page. Right, so that is everything complete. I'm going to save the template now and back into Oxygen. Now I'm going to run a production transformation, which isn't going to include the tooltips. So again, the plugin is performing a topic merge, then a transformation to Miramo XML, then application of the amended template that you just saw, and then it should render the final PDF, the target PDF. So here is the target PDF. So the cover page looks perfect. The table of contents looks good. There is the first page with the running text of the chapter number and the running text in the side tab of the chapter name, and then all the variables at the bottom and the new variable that I created. And then there's the right page. Okay, folks, we've achieved everything we wanted to achieve today. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you join us for the next webinar. Please do email me at support@datazone.com. If you have any questions, do check out our YouTube channel. There's some good videos there. And if you want any more detail or you want to download the latest trial version of MiramoPDF, go on to Miramo.com. So thank you for your time, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.